Good morning, it is Monday the 4th of November. This is Jason Sen from daytradeideas.com. Having a look at gold this morning. We haven't had a look at this for a little while, so I'm just going to scrunch up the daily chart. Probably the last time we looked at this was just as we were approaching the 61.8% Fibonacci resistance here and the trend line, which is when we started to look for selling opportunities. We were looking for a top. The market had got very overbought in the daily stochastic, and the MACD as well was turning quite negative, so this was a clear selling opportunity. Unfortunately, this did work, and the market has sold off quite nicely. We've broken below the 100-day moving average. We in fact closed below there on Friday, so we're starting this week off looking quite negative now because we did close below that 1321, 1320 support area. So we're going to have to look at a shorter term chart now. This is the 4-hour chart, which gives us an idea of some targets on the downside. But we've already retraced 50% of that rally that we saw from the middle of October. 1306 was our target if we broke 1319, and indeed that was hit almost exactly, and we've bounced a little bit, but we haven't quite managed to retest resistance at 1319. I think there's a good chance that 1319.20 area or 1319.21 area that we saw on the daily chart will hold the top side today. Not looking too positive at the moment for gold, so at this stage any rally is probably a selling opportunity. If we happen to get through 1321, then we can push up towards these highs that you see around here, which is sort of 1327, 1328 area. I doubt we'll get any higher than that today, but if we were to push on, then 1335 certainly looks like an area that would be worth trying shorts. If not today, then perhaps towards the middle of the week if we saw any strength. But I think more likely is some further weakness, and so you've got to watch 1306, 1305 quite closely. I think we could easily break below there. That's my favoured scenario, a failure around the 1319.20 area, and then eventually a break below 1306.05, and that would lead us down to the 61.8% retracement target of 1294, 1293 area. Now that is actually much better support, and I'd be happier buying it down there if I can get back to the daily chart. It coincides with the daily fib level as well, that 1294 area. You can see some highs and lows on the daily chart, so some obvious support areas there. At that stage, the daily stochastic will probably be looking a little bit more oversold towards the middle or the end of the week if we get down to that 1294 area. So all in all, that would be a decent target for the downside for the week, and possibly also a buying opportunity for those reasons. Okay, so that's gold. Going to finish off today with a look at the S&P. Needless to say, it's been in a very strong uptrend. The last leg of the uptrend started around, just around the first week or second week of October. So it's getting on for a month along this very solid bull trend, or the last leg of a multi-year bull trend since 2009. No reason to get in the way of the bulls. It all looks very positive, although the daily stochastic has turned negative, which means we've run into some resistance, and although we haven't plunged, we're heading sideways to allow this overbought stochastic to unwind. MACD's starting to look a little bit negative. That's gonna cross over and start heading lower, so we've just got to be careful of some profit taking. It's not time to get massively bearish on this market. We're not expecting a big sell-off, but just be aware that the all-time high is at 1773, and whilst we could see a retest of this, the short-term 4-hour chart is actually starting to look quite positive, so certainly wouldn't rule out a retest of 1773 this week, but I think that might give us a selling opportunity. I'm kind of expecting a double top up there. There's a realistic chance of a double top, and then we'd be sailing back towards perhaps 1741 and even 1722, but don't see it any lower than that. And if we did see 1722 this week, I think that would be a good buying opportunity. I'd actually be surprised to see that this week. If we do fail at 1773, we could see 1722 before the end of the month of November, but in the short term I'm just not that negative, and fighting the bulls at this stage until we get a more positive signal, at least a double top. Then fighting the bulls at this stage is a bit too risky. Thanks very much. I'm Jason Sen at daytradeideas.com.